Yo, yo, yo. Hey, we
Yes,
live,
sir.
we live. You good?
We good money. We good money. What's good? What's good, people? It's Thursday, June 23rd. And it's almost July.
Almost July. I mean, it's almost training camp.
Almost training camp, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us as always. I'm one half of the pod, Antoine Bethea. Got my co-host D But.
Yes, sir.
Man, we got some slow news day today. Slow news day today. But you know, we're gonna make it happen.
Again.
We're gonna make it happen, man. We got the NBA draft tonight. Obviously we go.
When did you know? When did you become aware that the NBA draft was tonight?
So I was watching something last week, but
Okay.
forgot about it. And then I think it was yesterday when they was kind of talking about it, who's going to be the number one draft pick or whatever, kind of, hit my radar. But I'm probably not going to watch it. I think.
I mean, it's crazy because I feel like I watched it more younger. Maybe I was more interested in the players or knew them more, but or maybe it was just the big drafts. I don't know. But this one flew under the radar for me. And I'm an NBA fan too. We just obviously got done watching the finals, and I'm looking. I kind of know the players at the top. I saw something last night. Like, yeah, NBA draft tomorrow night. Like, wow. So obviously we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But it's crazy how the NFL just like they make that such a the date of the draft. Soon as everybody talking about it for damn near when the season over with, it's crazy. So
what city it's gonna be in? Like, yeah,
everything is nuts, man. We got the draft to talk about. Some other things and an important anniversary that we'll speak on. Obviously, we got to speak on some of the young brothers that we've lost over the last week or so, as far as that professional athlete fraternity, NFL fraternity, young former NBA player as well. What else we got, man?
Man, we're gonna tap into some football, man. We're gonna start breaking down these divisions, man. Today we're gonna hit on this NFC East. And we're gonna break that down, pros, cons, what we like, what we don't like,
yeah,
what we should look out for.
So predictions.
That'll be excited. Some win predictions. So again, man, as always, y'all put some questions in the comment section, man. Interact with us. And let's get it.
Yeah, that I'll tell you right now, that's probably gonna be the best part of the show. Whatever random questions y'all toss in the chat, and we get to chopping it up and maybe start telling some stories. But as always, man, y'all rock with us. We'll see y'all on the other side. Yo, here we go. Once again, June 23rd, 2022, Thursday. Boy, this year is flying by.
Flying by. Next month, though. Shout out to the Leos, man. In July.
Shout out to the Leos, man. We know what it's all about.
Shout out to the Leos, baby.
Icy season. I rock with Leos, though. But let's talk about this sad news real quick. Tony Siragusa, aka Goose, former Colt, former Raven, passed a couple of days ago. Took the NFL family by surprise. Jalen Ferguson as well, current Raven, young man, very young, gone way too soon. I don't know really the details, honestly, and then Caleb Swanigan of the formerly of the Trailblazers in Portland, all passed really young. And like I said, I don't know the details of their passing. I do know it's very, very sad. And like I said, it's a tight-knit kind of community and fraternity. I don't know these guys personally, but I know people that know all of them, and it's crazy. You know, we always talk about on here how short life is, how important it is to love on people. You know, tell them you love them, spend time with them. But this is crazy, man. Did you
Yeah,
know Goose at all?
nah, I didn't. I did not. And to your point, dude's 55 years old. I think Jalen Ferguson was 25, 26. To your point, that's still like that's young.
Yeah, very.
And very, very, very sad news. And I know the Baltimore Ravens family, they feeling. I think it was like, day after,
Yeah.
after Jalen Ferguson, you get the Tony Siragusa news. So, my prayers to all their loved ones, friends, and family. It's tough to lose anybody. So,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, man, it's just fraternity, whether it's sports, whatever, NFL, man. We grieve when we lose one of our brothers, man. So
Yeah, and it seems like I don't know if it's maybe just the coverage of it, but it seems like we've been losing a lot more and more often, or young guys. Just saw To post he was at Marion Barber's funeral the other day, and just obviously Dwayne Haskins, and it's just been so many, man. But tough. Like you said, prayers out to all the family, friends, loved ones, and these teams that's going through it. And Goose is one of those. I remember Goose as a young fan watching the game, and just his personality kind of. And this was before, we saw a lot of social media, or teams had social media accounts where you could see like the personalities of these players.
yeah,
And his personality just cut through, whether it was Hard Knocks or when he left the game and started announcing on the sideline. I can
yeah,
like visualize him in the end zone right now, just talking ball. It didn't feel like, it was a guy, in the suit saying like all the proper things. It was just him
right.
being himself, kind of similar to what John Madden did. But man, it really, really sad, man.
Yeah, for sure. That Hard Knocks though, it took the cake, man. And they was
Facts.
playing that. I think Shannon Sharp actually he posted it on his IG last night. And to your point, man, just when you can see the players outside of the uniform, man, and it's rough, man. Again, man, prayers to their family and their friends.
Yes, sir. Trying to move to today. We talked about an anniversary on today. Today is the 50th anniversary of the passing of Title IX. It's passed on June 23rd, 1972. And 50th anniversary. Obviously, we've had huge growth, leaps and bounds for women in sports. And Title IX, I'm sure it had played a huge role in it. And I'm not, super well versed on exactly what it is. A lot that's in it. But Title IX is the most commonly used name for the federal civil rights law in the United States of America that was passed as a part of the Education Amendments of 1972. It prohibits sex-based discrimination in any school or any other education program that receives funding from the federal government. But like I said, it's been some, and I went to UConn, so I saw what I feel like the best of the best in that basketball arena, at least. But shout out to all the women out there in Title IX being passed 50 years ago.
Nah, for sure. And sure, we still got some room for improvement,
Absolutely.
Like you said, 50 years, but still have some room for improvement. But for the team that's on the front line of this, getting Title IX passed, tip my hat off to you. 50 years.
50 years.
50 years
This
strong.
was so speaking of NBA draft being tonight, Malika Andrews will make history as the first woman to ever host the NBA draft. That's huge news right there.
Mm-hmm.
And like we talking about, like you hosting it, this is probably what the second most popular league in the country. I'd assume one of the most popular leagues worldwide.
Yeah, we do. We'll say one of the most. popular.
You don't think it's second most in the country?
In the country, yeah, I
can't be. I don't. It can't be baseball.
No, it'll be. I think it's football and maybe basketball in the country. Now, if
yeah, I don't think it's hockey.
No.
Yeah. So, hey, this is huge. So, shout out to Malika hosting the NBA draft tonight. These are the odds right now. These are the top 3 guys that I've seen. Jabari Smith out of Auburn. Obviously, his quote, I believe I'm the number 1 pick via Stephen A's World. Chet Holmgren out of Gonzaga. I watched him play. I watched all 3 of these guys play, actually.
Yeah.
Myself in 2 months, talking about who's the NBA best player. Obviously, everybody going to say they're the best player overall. I'm the best player, Paolo Banchero out of Duke. And now you see the odds according to FanDuel Sportsbook. So Jabari Smith pretty much looks like a lock at number 1 at minus 3,500. Banchero plus 400.
Put your money on.
I mean, it ain't worth putting no money on the minus 3,500, and that lets me know it's probably been tipped. It's probably been, somebody that probably already leaked it. So I stay away from this one. But I mean, Jabari Smith, if you ask me who I put money on to have the best career, I might go with old boy out of Duke, man.
That's tough.
Banchero, he big, 6'10".
Hey.
Come on, man. Pause.
Hey,
you gotta grow up, man. You gotta grow up. You talk about the NBA draft. A big guy on the court can handle the ball, can get a bucket, can pass. I think at times he can be a little more aggressive. But I like him. I like his game. I like Chet too. Obviously a lot of people comparing him to KD since he's so slim.
Yeah.
Definitely got to get stronger. But we've seen what KD has done. And then Jabari Smith out of Auburn is nasty too. So what about you? Who you like?
So my thing is, like, when you look at, so it's a hot take, right? Mm-hmm. I don't like the fact that obviously with the NBA, you got the draft, the lottery or whatever, but I feel like we should switch this up where you got the quote unquote the best college players at the top going to the worst teams, right? I feel like we should mix this up a little bit because I think sometimes it's unfair to the players coming out of the draft, like, because we all know, like, going to a situation can really help or hinder your trajectory of your career. You know what I'm saying? So when you sit here and say, hey, so look at Markelle Fultz, right? He came out, we was thinking that he was, but I just feel like we should switch it up.
How you gotta go switch it up? We
gotta do something, man. We gotta put if we gotta put the teams in the hat and everybody pull, and that's where you pick at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I'm not I like how the NFL does it. Honestly, you finish last or worse, you get the first pick. I mean, it's supposed
to finish last and you get rewarded with the first pick.
I mean,
nah.
Yeah, how would you switch up? You want Golden State to be able to get a top 5 pick, without having to trade for it or something like that?
I would rather that, you being rewarded for winning the chip. Like, you got last and you get rewarded, you're getting the best player.
It's 12 guys on it. It's 12 guys on the NBA roster. Maybe in football it's different, but it's 12 cats on the NBA roster. You go and get LeBron or Dwight Howard or Steph Curry. What pick did he go? That should change the trajectory of your franchise. Like, that's a part of getting drafted 1, 2, 3 overall. Dwayne Wade, he come down to Miami. We back, baby. Like, Melo going to Denver, had them in the playoffs. And that puts the onus on the people calling the shots. Like, hey, we got to get the right guy because on this top 3, one of these, historically speaking, one of these guys gonna flame out. It may be injuries, it may be something like, nah, bro.
Or Orlando, my mob too, and they've been I think they had a top pick the last 3 years. That shit ain't working.
That's on the front office, man.
Man,
that's on the front. Because we saw Orlando we saw them come in. What? How quick did they get to the finals? When it was Shaq and Penny, like that was a quick turnaround. So nah, you got to get your ass in there as a player. Obviously, you got to develop and bring other guys along, and more importantly, as an organization, a coaching staff, you got to develop and put together a contender. Like you can't.
That shit sound good.
Hey, you can't be the playoff teams getting top.
Why not?
5. That's not parity, man. We want parity.
You ain't get rewarded in school when you brought home D's and F's.
That ain't got
You
nothing to do with the price of
a $1 billion business. Ain't none of that.
It's parity, man. Sports. All right.
Man.
That's what we want. Professional sports. The worst teams pick at the top of the draft. They be trying to change the whole. So how what you want? What process?
I told you just how you got the little bingo balls, put that jump, boom, 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 mix it around, you reach in that jump, whichever one you pick. 15 in NFL, D-Bud, you pick 17. I pick 4, regardless of what it is. That's 30 right there.
No, I don't know about. Nah, I ain't with that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
you gotta build, man.
Yeah,
you gotta build, man. And that's what you got to be right too. You got to be right. Steph Curry, 7 overall, only team.
That's impossible to be right 100% of the time. Yeah, like you could be right every now and then, but at the end of the day, like I'm saying, like you get with the NBA, you get these young guys going to these horrible teams.
But
we're not gonna have too many ways. We're not gonna have too many.
They can leave. Free agency. That's what free agency is for. You get 3-4 years. You all right. You get that max deal penny for I'm gonna test the market. I'm gonna go leave. You know, Anthony Davis. He went to New Orleans. I felt like he could have done more to bring that team along. The organization could have done more as well. When he forced his way out of there, got to LA, went and got a chip. Come on, man. LeBron. He went to Cleveland, which was terrible. He got them in the finals a few years later, then decided to leave and say, he wanted to go join up with the guys in Miami.
Yeah.
Create the Heatles. They'll be all right.
We're going to see. Right. We are going to see.
Yeah, man. AB trying to switch the whole process up.
Switch the process up. Ain't nothing wrong with switching it up.
That's crazy. Hey, speaking of switching it up.
Throw the wrench in there.
LIV Golf. The LIV Invitation, they throwing a wrench in there for sure. Brooks Koepka was the latest big name to join the tour after he spoke negatively about it a while ago. Colin, I don't want to mess his last name up, but he was talking his shit about some of the players that have went over. So the LIV Golf Tour we talked about the PGA Tour. They done switched up some things. Which you said they would have to, and so this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to continue to see how this plays out.
Man, look at here. PGA Tour can say what they want to say about we PGA Tour based off values and tradition and all that, and anybody can say what they want to say when you sit at home on the couch. But when somebody presents you. And not saying that it's all about the money, but that's a huge part of it. A big part of it. Like, you're not going to turn that down. And especially it's in a space that you are expert in. You know what I mean? So again, they said they wasn't going to do anything, but as soon as some more players agreed to sign up with LIV, PGA, they agreed to do some different things. So now, I think LIV gonna be here for a long time, and I think it's good. It's good competition,
Hey, I don't know about that. The competition is only getting better. I tell you that much when you writing these checks. But I posted something about it on my story the other day, and I had somebody hit me up who's tied into that community, who's in the know. So you about to get a D-Butt bomb. As far regarding this LIV tour, hey, y'all don't tell nobody. All right, it's just between me and y'all. But he said expect 2 more top 20 players to announce within the next week. Hovland and Xander something. I want to mess his last name up. Said Colin M was close, but he decided to stay. Tour's in big trouble. Nick Faldo, he's out at CBS. Rumor is he's going to be the announcer for the LIV Tour. Once again, not sure who this person is. And he said, but the plan is a 4-year plan right now, and they have like an F1 model that they're trying to follow. So year 4 is going to be totally different. Right now, it's a 3-year deal. Oh yeah, Koepka, he called guys a sellout in February. You see where he is right now. He said the point of the team events is that in year 4, it will become golf's version of F1. So in year 4, all these huge companies that sponsor teams will buy the rights to each player and build out super teams in golf for the tour. It's a brilliant plan, and they're modeling it all off of F1. And that's where the players will get even more huge sponsorship dollars.
So just the way LIV is throwing a wrench in this golf game, we can do it in the we can do it in the NBA, NFL draft.
Morikawa, that's his name. Morikawa.
Yeah, man. PGA, man, they gotta go to the drawing board. Like all the, like you know, you can talk all the talk you want, but when they making moves the way they making moves, and like you said, another 2 top 20 players, that's going over there. So I'm not sure how many top 50 players that will make, as far as, you know, them players playing, you know, in the LIV Golf Invitational. But I just think it's going to be more and more players.
Yeah, it will, man. And you know, we spoke about it at length on here about, you know, people and, you know, having, you know, looking down. Hey, you can't take that money. That's dirty money. Talking to Tone earlier about the Masters. If you were black or a woman, you couldn't even be a member down in Augusta until like the 90s, I think. And that's talking golf. And you don't want to get into money and whose hands are on these money and where it's coming from. So y'all can miss me with all that shit. But PGA might be dead.
Hey,
shall see. Somebody said LIV is the keeper said LIV is rebranding the Saudis image. I don't know about that, but money talks, bullshit walks 1,000 miles.
No, you sure not right about that.
Oh man, what else we got, man? I tell you, I don't tell nobody though. It's, you know,
we're gonna see. We're gonna see what
we're gonna see if my source is on point.
Yeah,
my source is. You said what?
I said if your source is right, you know, you go back to him or her on some topics.
Yeah, man. Let me tell these kids, man. Hold on, give me 2 seconds.
LIV. We talked about something not too long ago on here. We were talking about the rookie dinners. We talked about, you know, D-Buck talked about his. I talked about my experience. Troy Smith, one of my former teammates, tweeted this: rookie dinners are BS. I'm glad I had an OG that realized teaching me to blow money is stupid. It does not prove you belong on the team. Shout out to Antoine Bethea. Dudes coming to the league with no financial literacy and real problems, but folks think 50K dinners are cool. Nah.
I respect it.
Yeah, so, you know, I seen it, I respect it. I feel 2 ways about it. You know, definitely I agree. And then, you know, on the other side, it's, you know, it's just part of it. For the most part.
Nah, and like we talked about when we spoke on this topic, and if you got good vets, that's the most important part of it. They're not going to take advantage of you or take advantage of the situation. And everybody know, you know, what it is coming in. So if you are a 6th round pick, they're not about to try to hit you for a $40,000 dinner or $30,000 dinner. Like
Right.
we were, it was 4 second rounders in my class, 2 third rounders, and 6 other draft picks, and we split a $40,000 tab. Like, was it a lot of money for a dinner? Absolutely. But in the grand scheme of things, nah, it wasn't setting anybody back. So, the lack of financial literacy obviously is an important part of what he said. And once again, that goes beyond a rookie dinner or anything like that. That goes, having conversations with your OGs, with your vets, asking them the right questions. Sometimes them maybe just pulling you to the side and be like, hey, I had a young guy, second round pick. I saw him, go. We went and copped the Maserati ASAP. Hey, bro, chill. Like we in Indy, bro. Like you're gonna have to get something else to drive when this, come November.
Yeah.
Chill on that. It's gonna be time for that. Chill on that. Go cop you something that you could drive year round. It's a car. It's a liability. Blah blah. You had those conversations. Sometimes people listen. Sometimes they don't. But it's like you said. It's part of it. It's part of that. And like you said, people don't take advantage. Most people that I've been around don't take advantage of it. You definitely have some bad ones that do. But shout out to Antoine. Shout out to Tori too. It's a good point.
No,
like you said, we're gonna feel, everybody feel differently about it.
Yeah, but again, like the point he made wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? Would you rather spend $50K on something else rather than a dinner with some cats who might not even stay the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. It's part of it, and
yeah, that's good. Yeah. Good talk, Tori. It's a good point. But what was I about to say? Yeah. It's good. Did you check out that pivot interview with Mike Tomlin? Somebody just
I seen most of the snippets, man, but I haven't watched the whole thing, man. Shout out to Mike Tomlin, man. From the news, Newport News, vet, native, legend, Denby High School grad, Mike T, man. Real good dude, man. And it was good to hear, him talking about just leadership, and you can tell why a lot of people respect not him as a coach, but just him as a man. Just the knowledge that he gives out.
Yeah,
and he won't give it to you a buck. He won't keep it a buck with you, man. So it was definitely dope just hearing most of the snippets that I've heard so far. Him on the pivot with Ron Clark, Freddie T, and Channing. So
yeah, I thought it was dope, man. It was a dope. And you don't see Tomlin a lot in that light. As far as doing those type of interviews, and obviously with the relationship he has with Ryan Clark, and you could tell they had that relationship that goes way back. Fred, Channing, they do a great job of interviewing and asking great questions, and the guests being comfortable. I seen him on Pat show as well. I feel like he did a good job there, but he was one of those guys from a distance that you like, that's a guy I would like to play for. And like you said, all those things, his background, y'all being from pretty much the same area. They talked about a lot, man. They talked about a lot on that show, and I think it hopefully it gives people insight on even people that maybe want to get into coaching, on all of the things that go into it besides football and X and O's. I think people just think coaching is about X and O's and yelling at people and keeping them in line, but it ain't that. And he had he filled in a lot of the blanks, for people that ain't been in that locker room, ain't been behind them doors. So love Mike T, man. Love hearing him speak, his wisdoms, his sayings. I took one of his sayings, I wrote it on my calendar too. He talked about not seeking comfort. And one of them, man. And shout out to Mike T, man.
No doubt. And to what D-Buck was just saying, as far as, if you got any future coaches or anybody who want to be a coach, and this is just not football, it's whatever, I think the most important thing, and, we've been in this sports world a long time, and the great coaches that I've had, to what Mike T was saying, is that I know I've had a lot of coaches that talk that talk, but then when it comes down to it, they don't walk it. You know what I mean? So for if you looking to be a great coach, man, you got to dive into your players, and not just on the court or on the field. Like, really be invested into your players or who they are, like what they're going through, the family situation. And to what he was saying, like, you got to be vulnerable too. And you got to be open too. Like, this not a coaching can't be a dictatorship.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It can't be a
Especially
dictatorship.
not on the pro level.
Not on any level.
I mean, it's hard. It's harder to be on the college level now. I feel like when we were coming up, you definitely had many more.
You definitely did. That doesn't mean it was right though, or it was the way it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely did have it was my way or the highway. Like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I'm 18, 19, but shit, I've been through some stuff, you know what I'm saying, that could potentially help you see things in a way you've never probably viewed them before. You know what I mean? But again, you know, if you want to be a good coach or a great coach, like, you really got to dive into your players and like Mike T said, man, open up, be vulnerable sometimes. And then that's when the players, they'll run through a brick wall for you. Like, that's why, you know, you had coming into a league, great coach. You know, I had a great coach. I think their personalities and, you know, a little different, but in the core of it, much different. But the core of it, you know, I think behind the closed doors are similar in the core values. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Dungy, you talked about Dungy too, and him obviously giving him his first opportunity, I think at 28, to be a coach. And, you know, even talking about at the time, I think he had a 3-month-old son, and him walking into Dungy's office and seeing Tony Dungy's son, you know, they're playing like a video game or something while he was in there getting some work done. So important, man, like you said, not only to talk it, but walk it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I got a story about one of my coaches, boy. I wanted to fire his little dirty ass up one day in a meeting. I definitely stood up in the meeting though when I addressed it, but I definitely
as a pro.
Yeah.
I had a issue college, and then as a pro. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta have that conversation. You just got to. It got to be addressed.
You had to have that junk in front of the team though. Like, oh no, you ain't gonna do that. Excuse me.
Got to be right in there. Like, hold up, coach. Hold up. But hey man, part of it. What else you want to get to, man?
Man, somebody just you know, we got these questions in here. Somebody just put up here, is Claypool a top 5 wide receiver? I think he came out.
I almost burnt my camera on.
He came out and said that he's a top 3. I love the confidence.
Bet on yourself.
Hey, at all times. That's why I ain't knocking him. But in reality, at this point in his career and the receiver that's in the game right now, I do not have him as a top 3 wideout.
Come on, man. That's not even a real. It's not even a real question. Even when we talk about the AFC North, he might not be a top 3 receiver, but that's our opinion. You know what I mean? Chase Claypool could go out there this year with Trubisky or Pickett and go for 15 touchdowns. He's talented. He's definitely talented. I'm sure he's put the work in and he sees himself in that light. And that's the only way that you can ever get to that point is you got to see yourself there. Like, I'm sure when Brady was waiting for his name to be called, he probably felt like he was the best quarterback. Hey, I'm the best quarterback in the draft. I'm going to be the best quarterback from this class or whatnot. And now, you know, obviously look where he is. So you got speaking of, man, shit, when you got drafted?
Shit, round 6, 207. 207.
207. And look at this list right here. Come on, man. 207 pick in the NFL draft. You know, it'd be 1988. We got Ray up top, you know, 1,500 plus. That's ridiculous. Then you got 1,300 plus. You got London Fletcher and Derek Brooks, for those of y'all who can't see this graphic. And then on the third you know, level of the pyramid, I guess, you got Donnie Edwards, the great Zach Thomas, who should be in the Hall of Fame, Keith Brookin with 1,100 plus tackles. Got Dansby, Sayal, Urlacher, Rondé, Lloyd Malloy, Takeo, Ferrier with 1,000 plus, and then 900 plus. Seawood, you got my guy AB at 995. That's a lot of tackles.
They jipped me off 5 of them things. I know I got 5 somewhere.
You got 5 somewhere.
I know I got 5 somewhere.
But yeah, that's an impressive list. And the rest of the DBs that are on, well, defensively, you got Derek Johnson, you got Lance Briggs, Tweet Antoine Winfield, Rodney Harrison, Brian Dawkins, Eric Weddle. Below that, Mike Peterson, Paul Palaus. I forgot his last name, but I remember how the Penn State. He was a dog in Jacksonville. Yeah, I know I'd be fucking up names and shit. Levante David, Thomas Davis. Shout out TD. Robert Griffith. Shout out Robert. Champ. And Greg surprised me.
Greg surprised me too.
Yeah, I saw that name on the list. He just surprised me. I'm a football guy. But shout out to Greg Bykert and Bobby Wags, still going strong, man. But that's a hell of a list, man. How they got you for them 5 though, man?
I don't know, man. You know, I think of what it was. I was on the bottom of the pile, you know, boys jumping on, stealing them tackles or whatever. I see you don't get back, but you don't get back. But
I've been waiting.
That's dope though. Like I pinch myself when I see shit like that though, for real.
It's impressive, man. A lot of hard work, a lot of availability. Being available is, you know, that's a big part. That's one of the hardest things to be in the league as a professional, because we talk about how long of a grind the season is, mentally, physically, and we seen cats get hurt. And I feel like personally, more times than not, you know, playing through injury or all this type of stuff, like that's mental. You know what I mean? And if you somewhere bad mentally, you got this. Yeah, I'm out of here for these last 4. Or you got a cat like you who you see they're gonna strap it up. They're gonna be out there. Reggie Wayne was a cat too, where man, the amount of respect I seen the shit I seen him play through. Randy Moss, like T.Y. Hilton, Andrew Luck. Y'all boys is different, man.
Nah,
shout out, man.
Yeah, like you said, it is mental, man. And if you're not used to, it's another one of them things that people talk about, and this could be in, you know, that could be in life. Like, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's one of them things that I'm like, look, right, we're not gonna, and we said it last week, like, you know, once training camp come, now you're not gonna be 100% until maybe next March or next April. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things you just got to lock into. It's like, okay, I'm not going to feel 100%. I'm not going to feel 95%. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes your 85% is better than the guy behind you where, hey, look, we might need that. So
that's true. Yeah. That's real. That's beyond impressive. Speaking of Jalen Ramsey, Los Angeles Rams corner, Jalen Ramsey, undergoes precautionary shoulder surgery. This was announced a couple of days ago, so I'm assuming it's just happened, you know, right before we a month out from training camp. They said he expected to be ready for the season. Now, you know, having a surgery at this point in the year, surprising, a little alarming.
Yeah.
You know, I would assume, and I don't know the details of this, but I would assume it was something that, you know, maybe he or his team or maybe the Rams even thought it would be okay, you know, just healing naturally or going through treatment and some rehab, other things. And then it got to this point and said, all right, we got to go in there and get it fixed. You'll be ready by September. What was like your thing when it came to surgery? Because I know early on, I always got a second opinion. And I know some teams felt differently about it. Some training rooms felt differently about you going out and getting a second opinion. But I always got it. And now I believe with the new CBA, it's mandatory for players to seek an outside second opinion. I think that's why we're seeing more of these late, you know, surgeries happening. You know, Mike Thomas, I know Darius Leonard had some stuff that needed to get fixed. Jalen Ramsey. What's your thoughts on this? Worried about it, not worried about it? And what was your process?
So I mean, I was, lucky enough to only have to go under the knife one time. So I definitely got my second opinion though, and I had to get it done. I tore my pec, so I kind of had to get it done. But in this instance, as far as Jalen Ramsey, I'm thinking it could have been some discomfort. Nah, I think it'll be all right. It may go away, but with it, I'm just just thinking outside the box. Probably didn't go away as soon as they maybe thought it would have. So obviously going in the training room, talking to the trainers, hey, we can go in there, we can do X, Y, and Z. It's not gonna be nothing crazy. You'll be ready September. So, but to your point, having that done right now, and you gotta. For me, I'm always thinking about, okay, what if something happens? You know what I'm saying? Where now you're training, you're trying to get back. You have a setback. How does that look as far as you coming into being ready for the season? But hopefully everything is fine and he'll be ready.
Yeah, hope so, man. And precaution, all surgeries, in my opinion, are serious to an extent. But there are some things that you just go in there. Maybe you just got to clean something up, and it's not like a 6 to 8 month recovery, or 4 to 6 or something like that. And I'm sure you say you only had one surgery in 14 years. You probably had the opportunity to have 5, but it's like you were able to play through things, or you probably were that fortunate too. But I think he'll be all right.
Good question right here from Van.
What do you say?
Explain, Van Albright, explain being in football shape.
Playing football. That's you could definitely be in shape, whether it's running or training, running hills, treadmill, basketball. Basketball was one of the best things that always kept me in great shape as far as cardio wise. But it's nothing like football shape, in that you can only get that from playing football. So like, regardless of how great of shape I show up in, that first week of training camp, it's going to be certain parts of your body that is hurting. And then the mental part of it too. That's what people don't, it's hard to quantify that really, or even talk about it unless you've been in it. But like the mental aspect of practicing, going to recover, going to meetings, coming back, practicing again, doing it, practice, playing the game, doing it, like that's your body and your mind getting into that type of shape. What would be your explanation of football shape?
I think you said it. It's really you can go out there and run as many 110s as you want, as many hills that you want. You can lift the heaviest weights. But until you put them pads on, that helmet on, put them cleats on, and you're moving and you're reacting, especially at DB, you're reacting to other players. You're not really training for that. You might go out there and you'll do back pedals and you'll break or whatever, but when you're reacting, it's different. So to your point, your groins, my groins used to be sore the first week, and things of that nature. Then when you add the mental aspect,
Hammies
is when
for me.
You say hammies?
Hammy or a calf or some shit. Always a soft tissue.
Yeah, my groins would just be sore. But then when you add the mental component into it, where you're out there running, it's 100 degrees. You got to make checks. Like, those are the type of things that you don't really train for in the off season when you're doing that. And it's like, okay, I'm just going out there and doing what I do. But now you in training camp, you got to make checks. You got to get people in the right position.
Yeah.
They throw an 80-yard bomb, and then, receivers, they at the end, they going to walk over the sideline and bring a fresh receiver. DBs, we got to run back and get ready again. You know what I'm saying? So just those type of things, it's really like that football shape. And then you tackling too. You know what I'm saying? That takes a lot out of you as well. When you 200 pounds and you got a 235 running back coming through the line, you got to tackle him, or you got a 350-pound offensive lineman leaning on you. It's just different things that you can't really train for, and you just got to get your body right by playing the game.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why, and we expect to talk about the NFC East. We may have to get that on Monday. Y'all start asking some good questions. But that's a big reason why you see rookies and young players struggle, or not necessarily struggle, but it takes a while to adjust, because and some obviously pick it up faster than others. But when you're playing the game, like, it's hard to really play fast, like on a pro level, because there's so many moving parts. Now, if you're in a simple system, if you're a pass rusher and they put, hey, we're going to make it as simple as possible for this guy. When you come in on your 20 plays, you rushing the pass from the right side. He may be good, but it's be a safety out of the corner, and you play nickel, you may be a linebacker. Like, you got to make a close call. You may have to move a defensive lineman in the gap. You may have to change the coverage based on the shift. It's so many different moving parts. It's not just, oh, that guy's 6'4", 240 pounds and running 4.5. Like, he should fit in and play. Like, nah, it's a lot more that goes into that. And then the trust factor too. And this is a little more obviously than football shape, but the trust of, your teammates, your coaches, to get out there and play, and then that confidence you got in yourself. So it's a lot of moving parts when you get into what's actually going on that field. And I know a lot of people talk about the game, but, unless you've really been in there, or you've been covering it and really paying attention and having the conversations with the people, the Mike Tomlins, the ABs, the people that have been in there of the world, like, that's when you really get a good understanding of it from a wide lens. But it's a lot that goes into it. That's a great question, though.
Great question. Yeah. Great question.
Chris Falk, in your opinions, which is more important, technique or IQ?
I would say coming into the league, I feel like technique. The reason why I say that is because if you have great technique, you're going to play for a long time. And I feel as though the more you play, the better your IQ will get. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Versus if you had great IQ, if your IQ was great, but your technique is poor.
Yeah, I'm with you. Your technique
is gonna get you way further than just having a high IQ of the game.
Yeah, and because back to the in shape part of it, what happens is, as soon as you get tired, which you will get tired, you will get fatigued, that's when a lot of people's technique go out the window. That's when people start to get away from the fundamentals. But the more that techniques and the fundamentals are ingrained in you, where it becomes like, natural muscle memory, where, that was why Jerry Rice was so great. Jerry Rice was the same player in the first quarter and he was in the fourth. There was some players that may come out the gate, first 3 quarters, they're on your ass, but now that last 2-minute drive to win the game, they're a little gassed. They're not quite running that runoff route, and they know they're not getting the ball. So your technique is important. And as a young player, it's most important for you to know your job, right? And know your job. And it's IQ that comes with that as well, but you just got to study and put the time in to know your job. As you get older in the league, now that's when you're expected to help, get other guys lined up, or help, hey, we got to change this coverage, or relay the message. Because on the defense, and I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, on like a good defense, I feel like you need like at least 2, but I would say like 3 communicators, but at least 2 guys that are I'm talking about in the huddle, like the huddle. Hey, let's alert screen game right here, alert quick game. Let's get back on track. It's 2nd and 11. Hey, 10 just came in the game. You just alerting things to get everybody else's kind of antennas up, and then somebody else relaying that and maybe giving something back. But you don't need everybody out there saying, hey, hey, alert that, alert the toss, alert to this, alert to this. No, you don't need that. So if you're a guy that has good technique and you can get the call, you can get lined up, and then you can hear AB say, hey, down left, or hey, I'm in the post, I'm over here, you locked up, you by yourself. Now all right, I just got to lock in on this technique. I'm man to man. So I would say early on, technique is more important, but technique is always important. And then you kind of get your IQ as you grow in the league, as you get reps under your belt, as you sit in more meetings, more walkthroughs, more mental reps, and, just watching the game.
Yeah.
That's a good question, though.
Great question. Technique, man, it will keep you in the league.
That's a fact.
Will keep you in the league.
And that's every position.
Yeah. Somebody it was a good question on quarterbacks. And matter of fact, it's a great segue to where we at. An NFC East preview.
Somebody asked, we probably ain't gonna have time for that today.
So somebody asks, who will have the best touchdown to interception ratio between Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, and Jalen Hurts?
Dang, I was gonna leave Carson Wentz out there.
I got it. But since we're here, we want to talk about, start giving our previews of different divisions. Kind of talked on this briefly. I think it might have been last week or the week before. How Philly they done a good job this offseason, whether it be draft, free agency, bringing a lot of people in, getting some weapons for Jalen Hurts, getting some guys on the defensive side of the ball. Where I think we both feel as though Philly can give the Dallas Cowboys a run for their money to top the NFC East this year. Obviously, the Giants. We'll see how that goes with Daniel Jones and company, and then Carson Wentz going over to the Washington Commanders. How do you see this NFC East playing out this year, and what are some of the things you're looking forward to?
Well, mainly, I would say from this division, I'm looking forward to Jalen Hurts' development with the Eagles. Like, the more I watch him, the more I like him. On any given Sunday, he can be the best runner on the field. Like he can be the best runner with his legs on the field. What he can do from the pocket, and then he's a good passer, but there are small things I think that can be improved on that'll make a huge difference in his game. And that's more so we have to get to like film and stuff. Yeah. But it just really comes down to like anticipation and like his platform when he's throwing some time. I think that's something because he is a very athletic guy. So sometimes, super athletic guys, they don't necessarily lock in on the fundamentals or, have been on that front foot, driving in the throws. He has the arm, he has the IQ, but I think more of the fundamentals, techniques, like we talked about, can be improved on, which he was a young player, first year starting last year. I expect him to make a huge leap this year. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. That Eagles team, I'm excited about that Eagles team this offseason. Dallas, still talented, brought a lot of guys back. Quinn's back running that defense for another year. They did a great job, especially turning the ball over last year. Can they replicate that? Again, I think Parsons will still be unbelievable. It'll be interesting to see if Diggs can his ball skills are incredible, but can he lock in a little more on some of that other stuff?
Yeah.
And then obviously it's a lot to look for in this division though. What does Wentz do? Do they get Terry Mack signed? Does that defense get back to the level that it was playing at the year before? And the Giants, man, you got Brian Daboll, offensive mastermind. You see the work he did with Josh Allen in Buffalo. I don't think he does it with Daniel Jones, though.
I think he does. I think Danny Dimes come out. I think he improves.
You still on this thing? You still on the Danny Dimes?
He improves. I think he improves, man. Protecting the ball, that's one of the major concerns with Danny Dimes, protecting that ball. So I think he improves. Think the defense is solid. So, but I'm with you, man. I'm excited to see what the Philadelphia Eagles can do. Dallas is going to be Dallas, I feel. We're going to see. I think somebody on the keeper might have been speaking on Ezekiel Elliott, see if he can get back to his old self. But as always, I think NFC East is going to be exciting.
I don't think. I think I hope I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think we've seen the best of Zeke. And it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. But,
hey,
I seen his running backs. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. They need to get Pollard the ball more out there in Dallas. Pollard got some juice to him. As players, you come in and you watch that film, you're like, hey, 20. You be glad coming out of the game. Like, well, I'm glad they ain't getting 20 the ball 4 more times. So obviously they paid Zeke a shit ton of money. I'm glad he got his bread because he was, carrying the ball a lot early on in his career. Maybe that wore on him a little bit, but hopefully I'm wrong. But it's gonna be on Dak, man. How far can Dak take him? How does CeeDee Lamb step into that wide receiver 1 role? Everybody's seen the talent, and he got drafted high, and I would like to see more consistency from him. It's gonna be more on his plate with Amari Cooper gone. Gallup, he's gonna be that, kind of. I think Gallup, if he comes back, depending on how he comes back, when they're both in there healthy, Gallup may end up really being their wide receiver
number 1.
Yeah, really may be. But it's gonna be on Dak, man. Dak gotta make a leap this year. He gotta make a leap.
What kind of leap?
Like he gotta be like a top 5 guy. And I think Mike McCarthy's decent. I think he got a really good D coordinator. But Dak really has to, and you take away Coop, but maybe it's addition by subtraction. We'll see. But he's got to make a leap to where he's that guy. He's been a good quarterback, and he's gotten better, I feel like, damn near every year. And I think he has the potential. He has all the tools. He's got the play caller that he's been with for a few years now. He's got the weapons. I mean, there's no reason for him not to. He's in a division that he should win every year, as far as it's constructed right now. But yeah, he's got to take that leap, man. Giants been stagnant. Then they lose their best corner in the division. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a Cowboys-Eagles run at the top, and I got the Eagles edging it out by a game.
All right, now. So we say Eagles and Cowboys at the top. D-Butt shitting on them Giants and them Commanders. We're going to see.
Can this division, they could produce a division championship, I think. Unless Dak, that's what I'm saying. If Dak plays top 5 football this year, and I hate to be the person saying the Cowboys get a Super Bowl, but I mean, you got a defense that turn the ball over. I don't care about the yards and all that. You got a defense that consistently turns the ball over and keep people out of the end zone, which they have the pieces to do that, and the coach, and you get a top 5 production offense, you can get there. But I don't want to be that guy to say it, so I ain't going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I will wait for you. These kids. Hold on.
Them kids over there wilding in the Butler household. We can talk about the NFC East. Dallas Cowboys plus 120, Eagles plus 200, Commanders plus 5, and Giants plus 6. I got Philly. We got the Giants regular season wins over under 7.5. I'm gonna go over. I can see the Giants winning 8. We got Dallas. 10.5. Over and under 10.5. I'm gonna go under here. I'm gonna go under the 10.5. Over under 9.5 for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm gonna go over here. And the Washington Commanders, 8.5. I'm gonna go under for the Washington Commanders as well. So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight in that NFC East. It's gonna be tight. Yeah, I would say the same. Shayaf Johnson 600 is worth a sprinkle. I agree. John J. more for Philly. Man. You understand? Oh, that's a huge comment, Zach. As long as Big Mike is the head coach in Dallas, they will underachieve. Same as Clifford and AZ. I don't know. You can't hear you, big dog.
My bad. Hey, Big Mike got a Super Bowl chip, man. All right. I think they'd be all right with Big Mike. You got to work with the clock. Maybe he just need to put somebody in position to handle the clock. But outside of that, I think he all right.
Before we get out of here, man, the Gronk retiring.
You think it's real? Think it's real this time?
I hope so. We can't keep, you know what I'm saying, double dutching. Where you got Gronk? We got Gronk at your top tight ends. Where you got him at? Top 3? You got him number 1?
Oh no. 1, and obviously it was great tight ends who revolutionized the game, you know, wins.
Oh, you got him above Tony Gonzalez?
Above everybody.
Yeah, you're a prisoner of moment. Like,
which moment? There's a lot of moments to talk about. You talk about
right now, like Tony G was.
Stop it.
Stop it. What?
Tony was great.
Yeah.
Outstanding. What did he, catches, yard, every production. Gronk was everything Tony was in the pass game and much better than he was in the run game. So that's the difference for me. It's you run, you pass. Gronk was a mismatch in the run game and a mismatch in the pass game. Everywhere he was on the field. His Gonzalez was a big receiver. You couldn't do nothing with him. Like his body position, all time great. He 2 for me, but I got Gronk 1.
Okay.
Come on, man. What do you got? 4 rings?
Man, stop with this ring stuff, man. Like that
matters. That matters.
It does not.
Rings don't matter, bro.
No, they shouldn't. Like, I mean, we talking about the player. Like, how good was a player? Like,
he just caught 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
But rings, you can't say he was. You can't make that as an argument. Oh, he's better because he got more rings. Like, nah, I'm not on that train. So you gonna tell me Barry Sanders wasn't great because he ain't have no rings? Like, nah, like cut that out.
Barry Sanders was a GOAT.
You said what?
The GOAT.
Right. So like if you putting him against Emmitt Smith, you like, oh nah, Emmitt Smith better because he got more rings. Like, nah, that's
not what I said. I told you why I said Gronk was better. The rings was the last
and then
part of what
he got 4 rings. Like the 4 rings, like that don't matter. Like he was on a great team.
That matters to me. He was a big part of that team. He's Brady's best receiver in his career. Like if you look at Brady's entire career, you say, all right, who was the best receiver from his career? It would be Gronk. So you can't have the greatest quarterback all time and then say, all right, the tight end. Come on, bro. Come on,
bro.
People be talking
like he was born in.
I played against Tony Gonzalez. Like I know he was great. He was great in Kansas City. He was great in Atlanta.
So Shay says, I'm going with Antonio Gates is 1, Gonzalez at 2, Gronk at 3, Kelsey at 4, Jim Smith.
I don't even know who Jim Smith is.
Yeah, I don't either. He lost me with that one.
Get that list out of here. I got Gronk. I got Tony G. Gatesy up there. Shannon Sharp up there. I feel like I'm missing somebody. He said Jimmy Graham top 5.
Hamburger, no. I'm trying to think of tight ends.
What dog said? Grunt rings don't matter.
Not when you talking about who the best player, like
that's crazy.
Yeah, I hate the ring situation. I can see we playing golf or we on the clay and we playing tennis or something, but like sometimes
team sport. Nah.
Team sports, and you talking about a player. Now you talk about dynasties and all of that, like yeah, like they got the most rings or whatever the case may be. But for me, when you talking about a player on a team, like yeah, rings are great, but like I can't decipher who's the better player just because AB got 4 rings and D Buck got 1 ring. Like nah, like if D Buck was great, D Buck was great. You know what I'm saying?
So that only matter. That only matter with quarterbacks.
Say it again.
So that only matter with quarterbacks.
Not in my stand. Like I don't think so. Like I know we're gonna say Brady's the GOAT because he has a bunch, but still, it's like, you know, let's look at how many yards, how many whatever. Let's look at the film and see who was the better quarterback. That's just me, and I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I just hate the ring argument in a team setting because I could be great on a shitty ass team. I could put up crazy numbers on a shitty ass team and I never get a ring. So don't knock me for being on a shitty ass team or team that wasn't as good as somebody else who has more rings and we play the same position.
Agree. Barry Sanders would be a great case that, but once again, so okay. So how do you feel about Grunt and Tony Gonzalez when it comes to the run game?
Grunt was a beast in the run game. I will have to go back to Tony's younger years and Pete what he was doing, but
he was body blocking, man. He's a basketball player.
But I mean, body blocking that shit get the job done. Get that man out the gap.
I remember Lucas Oil that what block Gronk had on the sideline. Hey, we go. Yeah. Gronk won for me though. Shout out to Gronk with a great career. Productive career. Gronk changed. I mean, AB, he don't want bad teams picking out the draft. He don't care about championships.
Nah, I'm not throwing out championships. I'm just talking about in this conversation. Like, you can't. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I just feel as though. What's up?
I'm just saying, Gronk came out of retirement last year, got on the Bucks, had a good year, went on to the Super Bowl, caught 2 touchdowns. None of that factors into this argument.
Him being
even that was like icing on the cake. So his career was already. I feel like
so I don't. So no, he came back out of retirement. If they didn't have Gronk, they would have won the Super Bowl.
I don't think so.
I do. If they didn't have Gronk,
the defense kind of carried them through the playoffs. And then Super Bowl, Gronk showed up. AB caught a touchdown. I don't think they're winning that Super Bowl without AB or without Gronk.
So we talking about Gronk. I said without Gronk, I think they still would have won the Super Bowl.
Nah, I don't think so.
That's my opinion. So again, that 1 year when he came back, I don't think that's solidified. Or he came back and he won a Super Bowl. He caught 2. Or he had his career. He had a great career. First ballot Hall of Famer. I'm just saying off the ring conversation or argument, whatever. I'm not the one that's gonna sit on that bus where rings.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I thought for sure you would have said Gronk. I was wrong.
I don't know why you thought that.
I thought for sure. I thought that was like a easy one. But I guess not. I guess this may be a poll. We may have to ask, who's the greatest tight end of all time? Oh, here you go. Here you go, Javi. Don't get sucked in with AB's.
Hey, come on. You wilding, bro.
Pause.
Here's a question.
Are you great because your teammates
Go ahead.
That question really makes sense. But here's a question: are you great because your teammates suck? You been great?
You great because you great.
Yeah, that's or because you win. No, greatness helps winning. But like AB's point, you can be great on a bad team. You could Barry Sanders, for instance, he was the best running back in my opinion, but he was on a bad team. You know, half the time on football, you're not even on the field, so you got a defense to depend on. You got special teams. When your quarterback passes the ball, so it's about having obviously Gronk was on a great team, good defense, great coach, great quarterback. All the pieces were in place for him to have accolades as far as team success goes. But when you look at his individual resume, like AB said, his individual film, all these different things, I would put him there. But I thought that was the easy one. Me and AB disagree.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think Tony. How many years Tony Gonzalez played?
He played a long time. Like I said, I played against him, so at least till what, 2010?
Yeah, it had to be.
No, 11. I was in Carolina 11. He was still target number one.
And well, man, we played.
Damn, he played 17 years.
17 years.
I didn't know that. Shit.
6,000 more receiving yards, 19 more touchdowns.
17 years. He started 254 games.
That's wild.
Regular season games. When you factor in the playoffs too, like, come on, bro. And I know bad team, you don't make the playoff, good team. That's part of it, bro. If you got like Reggie Wayne, that's a big reason why he should be in the Hall of Fame. His playoff numbers, his playoff production, when the game means the most.
But when we talking about individuals, one person can't take a team to the playoffs, right? So when we talking about greatness, like just put the film on. Is this player a dog? Was this player a dog when he was playing? I don't care about the jewelry on his hand or whatever. Was he a dog when he was playing? And if he was great, he was great, regardless of the winning team or losing team. I mean, yeah, it puts icing on the cake if you have rings. Yeah, you had a great team, talented teammates, great coaching staff, trainers were immaculate. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like the Chargers with Antonio Gates.
Yeah, he just couldn't get it done.
Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame first ballot, Hall of Fame running back.
They couldn't get it done.
Tight end. Great coaching boy, winning 13, 14 games. That was one of y'all nemesis in the AFC.
No, and when I was playing, that was our nemesis. Like, it wasn't the Patriots like years before. It was the Chargers.
Yeah. But Gronk, so Gonzo played 254 games. I think I said Gronk played 143. And he was, he did have a lot of injuries. His third year, he only played 11 games. Fourth year, played 6. 2016, only played 8. That motherfucker was out there. But yeah, this may be a question we gotta ask, man. But y'all know what to do. It's about that time. I'll go holler at Pat and them boys. Shout out to the GOAT tight end retiring.
He's one of the GOATs, greatest of all time.
Shannon Sharp said he was a GOAT too. I know they don't mean nothing to you, but
no,
that holds a little weight for me.
I stand on my own.
That holds a little weight for me, especially if I'm
own.
already on that train. All right, man. Appreciate y'all as always. We'll see y'all Monday.
Yes, sir.
Oh, guys, this real quick. Since you the tight end specialist going into this year, young tight ends. You going with Kyle Pitts or Darren Waller? Waller not that young either. Waller like 7, 8 in. He just was, bouncing around a little bit, but
yeah. I'm gonna go Waller just based off his again his situation and what he has around him.
Same.
There's a lot of question marks out there in Atlanta right now. So I'm gonna go to Waller. But I am gonna say this. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about Mark Andrews out there in B-More. I know I was kind of I tried to tell y'all probably like a year and a half ago about
you did.
Mark Andrews. Like Mark Andrews is a dog.
Jeremy at King Blair 95 asks on Twitter, DBAB, do you guys think Mark Andrews is a top 3 tight end in the league right now? Name your top 3. Hashtag Into Him Live.
Top 3. Is he a top 3 tight end? I'm gonna have Kittles, Kelsey. I'll
put him over Kittle only because he out there more. Like Kittle he's missed time. Like Andrews, he out there, he been target number 1 for that offense. I'm like, yeah, I think, Kelsey, Waller, Kittle. It's a good top 3. I just saw somebody, Zach, put in the chat.
Andrews definitely top 5 for me.
Andrews top 5?
He's top 5 for me for sure.
I'll put him top 3. I'm gonna go Kelsey 1, Andrews 2, and then Kittle and Waller right there.
Yeah, so that's I would have Kelsey, Kittle, Waller, Andrews. And 5, I'm looking at maybe number 5.
For grabs, who just got? Joku just got paid.
Joku, yeah, I was gonna say Joku.
I don't think he's in that. He up there yet.
Not yet.
I feel like it's somebody missing though. Maybe not. But Dawson Knox, he's coming along. He makes some plays.
He got to do maybe like one more year for me.
Yeah. With you. But Andrews, I've seen enough from that guy.
Yeah,
he one of them dudes. Somebody said Tebow. No, it ain't Tebow. But all right, man. Appreciate y'all. That might be the next division we talk about, the NFC West. But we'll see y'all Monday, same time, same place. Appreciate y'all as always. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We out of here.
Peace.
All right, y'all, hold it down now.
We out of here.